Guys, welcome back to the Zen Den. Today I'm going to talk some more about preparedness. Now, I'm pretty much just throwing stuff out here to see if it resonates with you guys, if it helps you think about different conversations that you can have with your family. So if there's anything, excuse me, that you would like to talk about, throw it in the suggestions down below, because I truly think I can make a video out of any questions that you guys have. I'm very passionate about being prepared and living off the land. So on that note, let's get into it. Today I want to actually encourage you guys to go for a walk in your local area and take your phone and start taking pictures of different plants and weeds that you see and do your research on them. You know, if you can, take a couple leaves off of a plant so you physically have that to do your research on and to properly identify it. I really encourage that. There's so much out there. You're going to be amazed. The plant apps that you can get, don't count on them. Like, really don't count on them. Sometimes they're right, but sometimes they're not right. So every time you learn a plant, you learn how to identify it, you learn the seasons or the medicinal benefits of it, write it all down so that you know and that you gain that confidence. So my question for you guys today, we had talked about what's your plan. Now I've got you thinking about that. I want to talk about where are you going to go? Do you have a place to go? Do you have that figured out? Because we can do that now. So what I mean by that is you can walk out in your area. If you have a wooded area, you know, that's a 20-minute drive or a half-hour walk from your house, go and check those places out. Is there somewhere that you could build a shelter that no one's going to see it? So if you had to leave your home, that you have a place to go. You can make it so that there's everything you need there, or even just the shelter itself. I mean, that is going to make a huge difference. If it's raining, if it's snowing, if whatever. And it's a sense of security knowing that you have a place to go. Like I said, you'll know if everybody fits in it. And stuff like that. The other thing about that is that's really great if you have a plan, like a place to go, is do you guys remember years ago there was this app you could get on your phone and it was called geocaching or something? So you would click on the area that you're in and all these different locations would come up, and then you have to go and find those treasures or those caches. And then once you find it, you take something out and you put something back in and you put your little you put the date down or whatever that you found it. Once you have a place to go, you have a shelter built, you know, you want to be mindful if it's near water. But now think about, don't be afraid to dig a hole. If you can have a little Tupperware full of fire starter or first aid or some basic food or whatever it is that you think you're going to need, bury them around in the area and then have a map so you know, in my cache 1 I've got fire starter, cache 3 is first aid, you know what I mean? And again, that's just a peace of mind. It's knowing that what you need is going to be there. So now you're going to grab your bug out bag that has everything else you need. You have a place to go. When you get to that location, then that's when you bust out your bug out bag or your go bag and you start looking at maps and get your compass and your whatever, right? Like it all goes hand in hand. You know, because you don't, okay, great, you got your plan in place to get out of the house, but then what? You have to think about that further down the road. So having a place to go is a huge comfort. And knowing that you have that done ahead of time is brilliant. So once you find this area, if you build yourself a shelter, take the family and go camp out there for a night. Like, go see, what can you see when it's dark out? Can you see lights in the distance that are going to give you a marker as to where you are? Can anyone see you? Does anybody come by your camp in the middle of the night? Are there people walking down a path? You know, all of these things are essential to know that what you have, that place you have to go is safe and has what you need. So the other thing I want to talk about is camouflage. A lot of people have all this camouflage gear and stuff. Put it to use now. Like, you know, here in BC, we have these huge blackberry bushes, right? So what a person could do is to go into the blackberry bush. Now, as long as you don't cut down the canes that start from the ground, it'll keep growing. But you can prune it back slowly, slowly, and create space inside of those that are fairly secure. And then you can do things like hang your camouflage over top and the inside, not the outside. Things like Mylar blankets. Now, you can get those Mylar blankets at a lot of dollar stores when they bring out their camping and summer stuff. Yeah, you can get them. So the wonderful thing about Mylar blankets is not only do they keep you warm, they block your heat shield. So hypothetically, you didn't want anyone to know and they were looking at you with heat. If you line, say, the inside of a blackberry bush with those, they're not going to see or pick up on the heat signature. So that's a great little tip. And you can use those inside your house. You can use those anywhere. You can just huddle in one. Now, the more distance between you and the Mylar blanket, the better, because if you're touching the Mylar blanket, it will still show a signature. So anytime you're building any sort of a shelter or anything, you can always remember that put the Mylar on the inside to block that and to keep the heat in. Now, what else was I going to talk about? Oh, different skills that you can learn about. Like, I'm just going to throw out a bunch of skills, and if any of them resonate with you or spark your curiosity, go check them out. So you can learn about trapping and trap lines and different ways of making snares. A snare is fairly easy to build. There's many different kinds that you can do, but there's different kinds of snares. You can use rocks with logs. You can use all sorts of stuff. And if it's something that you're interested in, look into it. And then, you know, in the event that you are interested in it, you want to look at maybe getting a smoker or building a smoker or having an abundance of salt for preserving food. And meat especially, right? So all these things kind of play hand in hand, and once you open up a new interest of yours, you're going to see how it's really all connected back, to being prepared. Now when you're out and you're in your area, look around and see who else is out. Like, you know, say hi to your neighbors, say hi to the guy down the street, say hi to whoever, get to know them. How long have you lived in the area? You know, you can learn so much, and knowing who has what skills. So when you look down your street, instead of just seeing a bunch of houses, you know, Mary, she knows how to pressure can, and Bill's an electrician, and the guy down there, he's a doctor. You know, all these things can be really beneficial in the case of an emergency. And, you know, we've seemed to have lost that socializing, the small talk in society. And I think it's really important to get back to it, you know. All of that is being prepared. It's a mindset. It's a comfort. It's a feeling of comfort. You know, and it's no different than YouTube. If you don't like them, don't subscribe. But still putting yourself out there, getting out of your comfort zone, meeting people. It's so important that we do that now and let our skills shine and let our abilities, you know, teaching others and sharing others. When you meet something or you do something new, tell people. Well, you don't have to, but sometimes when I meet a new plant, all my plant friends, I'm just like blah 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 blah, right? Because it's exciting. It's like, yeah, we got another one. Everything that we need is here. We just have to focus our attention on it, and just, you know, we got this. You know, when I went to Ottawa on the convoy, before I left, I was really sad, kind of giving up on society and thinking that, you know, everybody's just nuts. But as I traveled across Canada and back, I realized there's so many people just like you and me, you know. They are prepared, and they do have love in their heart, and they are going to be serving their neighbors and helping everyone around them. So really, the more of us there are, the stronger we are in so many different ways. So open your heart, open your door, go outside, and just really enjoy life, and get excited about a peace of mind. Get excited about being prepared and knowing what you're doing. I thank you so much for coming by my channel. I hope you enjoyed the content today. I bless you. Bye-bye.